back to the wildlife travelers. We are Susan and Andrew from Germany, and we'd love for you to join us on part 3 of our Botswana expedition. Here's a first impression of what awaits you. We had to cut our short stay in Kauai and return to Maun for urgent repairs. You might remember, the Bushlore team immediately took care of our problems, which we truly appreciated. Instead of driving 5 hours back to Kauai, as originally planned, we decided to try our luck at Sitatunga Camp. We were incredibly fortunate. A campsite became available when someone left early. We used the opportunity to recharge our vehicle batteries and all our equipment. Sitatunga Camp is located southwest of Maun, centrally located yet wonderful peaceful. It's the perfect place for an overnight stop. The campsites are spacious and include power, water and private bathroom. We'll spend some time deciding how to continue our journey. We'll see you again tomorrow. Good morning everyone. Yesterday we decided not to return to Kauai. 10 hours of driving for 2 nights don't seem worthwhile. Instead we are moving up our stay in the Makgadikgadi region and hope to get a campsite at Boteti River Camp. Fingers crossed. During our first trip to Botswana 2 years ago, we already visited this area. Some of you may remember it. The massive herds of zebra, the elephants and the incredible variety of wildlife left a lasting impression on us. We are now hoping to get a campsite. Hi, hello.
Good morning.
Good morning. And yes, we got lucky. We secured a fantastic campsite and are heading out for a game drive right away. The lodge facilities are excellent and the atmosphere is wonderful. The Boteti River is completely dry again, as it often has been in recent years. We will refrain from commenting now. Simply enjoy the wilderness of the Makgadikgadi Pans. What an incredible experience. Even on this short game drive, we are able to witness the incredible diversity of African wildlife. Inspired and deeply moved, we are heading back to camp to end this amazing day around the campfire. Good morning from this beautiful day in Botswana. Today we've booked the early morning guided game drive. We are excited to learn from the experienced safari professionals. Stitch will be our guide today. Stitch is incredibly dedicated. At the waterhole, we were even allowed to leave the vehicle. That's something we would never have attempted without an experienced guide. There was coffee and refreshments as well.
Ja.
For us personally, organized game drives aren't really our style. We enjoy the freedom and tranquility of exploring on our own. When we find a promising spot, we switch off the engine immediately and decide for ourselves how long to stay and from which angle to film. That's why we returned to this waterhole right after the tour. Oh no, it looks like we picked up a thorn and got a flat tire. Changing a tire in the scorching midday heat of the Makgadikgadi region is an adventure we could have done without. Being independent means handling situations like this yourself, because help is nowhere to be found here.
Egal. Der landet auf der Platte und Ende.
After nearly 2 hours, we finally conquered this sweaty challenge. Back there, not far from the waterhole where we had the flat tire, a bushfire now has started. Good thing we finished in time. With the fire moving closer, we quickly headed to the Boteti River area. What a day! Tonight we'll relive it around the campfire. Good morning together. Today we are leaving the Boteti River Camp and heading to the highlight of our journey, the Central Kalahari Game Reserve. After a fresh cup of coffee, we'll check out and begin the next chapter of our adventure.
Thank you, Aaron.
Thank you so
It was a
much.
pleasure to stay with
It's a
you.
pleasure too.
We highly recommend the Boteti River Camp in Kumaga, managed by Aaron, as a base for exploring the Makgadikgadi Pan. We are now on our way to Raskops to replenish our supplies. The challenge is that it's a small town and it's Sunday today. Fingers crossed, we'll find everything we need. The first shopping center we visited was already closed. Luckily, we found a small store that was still open. There we bought everything we'll need for a full week in the Kalahari. Drinking water was especially important. We now have more than 40 liters on board. Let's fill up the tank now, and then we should be all set for the great Kalahari adventure. Let's go! After 40 k's drive along the gravel road, we reach Makgadikgadi a good 2 hours later. We are incredibly excited. A full week away from civilization, with no power and no running water. This is going to be a major adventure for us. At the check-in, we were informed that there were reports of bushfires in the southwestern part of the park. After reviewing our route, the rangers believed it shouldn't affect us. After just an hour drive, we reach a region where bushfires have already raged. This feels unusual, as we haven't experienced anything like this before. The first camp spot crosses our path. The Central Kalahari Game Reserve is one of the best places in the world to observe the magnificent antelope in their natural habitat. The sky is very dark to our left. Could a thunderstorm be building? We're about to find out. Sure enough, only 3 hours into our Kalahari adventure, and right in the middle of the dry season, we drove straight into a massive thunderstorm. Fortunately, the storm moved on just as quickly as it arrived. The constant signs on our route that large areas have recently burned are becoming increasingly concerning. We are approaching Sunpan campsite and hope there are no active fires nearby. Fortunately, there don't appear to be any active fires in the immediate area. That lifts our spirits tremendously. Since I forgot to thaw the meal earlier, we'll have to rely it on the classic overlanding method. Oh no, there's another bushfire on the horizon. I'll check again tonight to see whether it's moving closer. Good morning, everyone. The bushfires expanded significantly overnight, but thankfully they didn't move in our direction. Looks like our neighbors are already awake. This pan campsite is absolutely incredible. We've never camped anywhere so remote and authentic. What do you think? Let us know in the comments below. After breakfast we're heading toward Piper Pan. Originally we had booked Leopard Pan for the previous night. However, due to the bushfires in that area, we drove directly to Sunpan instead. Sunpan was actually booked for tonight, but luckily it was available. Piper Pan, where we're heading now, is officially booked for tomorrow. So we are hoping it will be available tonight as well. Shortly arriving at Piper Pan, we spotted a large group of wildebeest and hartebeest. Piper Pan is famous for its abundant wildlife. Large lion prides are frequently seen here. Let's see if luck is on our side today. And indeed, we found a lion pride. What incredible luck! Antje and Robert from Germany have booked Piper Pan campsite for tonight. They spontaneously invited us to share the campsite with them. We were delighted to accept their generous invitation. We spent a wonderful evening together. They have the privilege of exploring Southern Africa for several months.
Aber die letzte Zeile in diesen Büchern, die du ja hier aus dem Tag.
Good morning, everyone. After a fresh coffee, we set off to explore the Piper Pan.
All things are possible. That's what they told me when I was young.
The lion pride we saw yesterday is nowhere to be found. There also seem to be fewer animals around today. That may be related to the new bushfires burning nearby. Smoke columns are rising in almost every direction, even here in the northern part of Piper Pan. Where everything was fine yesterday, we are now seeing burned areas everywhere. With fires surrounding us on multiple sides, we've decided to cut our trip short and head back toward Makgadikgadi. Even here, nothing had burned yesterday morning. The situation is becoming increasingly serious. The fires are getting closer, and we are taking the fastest route possible back to Makgadikgadi. The speed limit inside the park is 40 km, which we are clearly exceeding right now, because our priority is getting out fast. Yes, we've made it out unharmed. The drive from Piper Pan took us nearly 6 exhausting hours. Never before have been so happy to see the sign at a national park gate. The rangers kindly allowed us to spend the night in front the gate. We've definitely stayed in more beautiful places, but at least here we feel safe. One thing is certain, we won't enter a national park if active bushfires are reported. Now we are relaxing by the campfire and recovering from the day's excitement. Later at night we were suddenly awakened by the rangers. Nearby a bushfire had grown completely out of control. Around 15 rangers headed out to contain the fire. Good morning everyone. Thankfully the fire didn't reach us and we made it through the night without incident. We are now heading back to Boteti River Camp to recover from the events of the past few days. Since we are arriving without a reservation again, we hope Aaron still has a campsite for us. We barely slept last night, so a little rest sounds perfect right now. We got lucky once again. Aaron still had a campsite available for us. Campsite number 6 will be our home tonight. We spent the day relaxing in camp, recovering from the stress of the past few days and planning our next steps. Good morning everyone, and what a beautiful morning it is. Now we are leaving the Boteti River Camp in Kumaga and head the tar road again to Kama Rhino Sanctuary. We will spend our last 2 nights in Botswana there. On this journey we are experiencing truly every natural spectacle. Near Raskops we are driving through a massive sandstorm. It's about 380 km from Boteti River Camp to the Kama Rhino Sanctuary. We hope to cover this distance in 4 hours. We've visited the Kama Rhino Sanctuary several times before, and every visit feels a little bit like coming home. Right after check-in, we'll head out on an afternoon game drive. We are excited to see what wildlife awaits us today, especially whether we'll encounter rhinos. Wow, what an incredible game drive. Even though we booked only yesterday, we were lucky enough to get campsite number 9. It's spacious, peaceful, located on the edge of the camp, and shaded by mature trees, simply perfect. Good good morning together. Today we are heading back to Joburg. We are grateful that you joined us on this journey. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like. It really helps our channel to grow. If you have questions about planning, organizing, or undertaking a trip like this, or about our vehicle and equipment, feel free to ask in the comments. We look forward to welcoming you soon to our channel and future adventures. Until next time, your wildlife travelers.